Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and this logo was sent to me by somebody via email. And first of all, you always want to keep your original. And I've already bitmapped it and traced it. It's not very good. It doesn't do a very good job, but he didn't ask for me to do it. He asked for me to kind of like give him a kickstart to get started. So I went this far, and I thought I'm going to make a little quick video on how I would do it. You need to set your nudge distance on something, and so it'll nudge it out of the way, and you can kind of tell that. And I'm not going to do this because I want to be able to nudge it right back to work. So I've got it set like on 3 inches. And then take your logo that you've just traced and ungroup it. Now inside this logo there are some specks of the brick. And this is almost a logo that it would be worth paying the $15 or $20 to have a professional, somebody that vectorizes it. And if you see you get something like that, delete it and go back and get the real piece. And I'm going to show you later how I would clean up. I mean, if I was doing this for myself, I would maybe take the time to do it. But if and it would take quite a bit of time where somebody that's only going to charge you, see, like I got something there, I've heard that these logos I've never used the service. I've been talking to a young man that only charges like $20, and that would be, it all depends. If you're just doing one of these, that would bite quite a bit into your profit. But if you needed quite a few of them, $20 on 10 of them, $100 a plaque isn't going to break the budget. So I'm just going to do the bricks on this one. I've evidently missed one somehow, or I clicked it twice, and that can happen. So I've got the bricks, and I'm going to select all the bricks, and I'm going to fill them in with black. And just so because that's what you're going to need to do in great. And then you could just take these individually bricks, and they are bricks. They don't have to be perfect. But just take your shape tool and go through and just kind of change them up a little bit. Make them a little more uniform from the trace. Those don't look too bad. These down here need a little work. So for the person I'm mainly doing the video for, if you're going to do this yourself, it is going to take a little time. Add a node right there. Delete that node. Right click and turn those into a line. Then you can delete that node. And they're bricks. They're not supposed to be perfect. You'd want them a little more perfect than they are. And there's actually a line, or I thought I saw a line, but like ones like that. Just take it and move it around. Move those nodes. If you're fortunate enough to have X8 and above, use the smooth tool. This is real little, so we're going to go 0.25 and use the smooth tool. And you can do this pretty quick. And if you don't have 8X or above, the smooth tool is almost worth the price of admission. You can save a lot of time. But anyway, that's how I do the bricks. I'm not going to do the whole logo, but if you would leave your nudge distance the same, and now let's make this inner part of the logo. Just get your rectangle tool, and it's not a perfect square on the logo. It might be tilted a little bit. And actually, you know what? It might be that way on purpose. So let's go and convert it to a curve. Then grab your shape tool and just bring this node in a little bit. Bring that node in a little bit. Kind of make it look like the hearth. Let's zoom in a little bit, grab the shape tool, double click. Double click on that red line. Well, we need to back up. Double click on that red line and add a node. So you've got those two nodes, and then select them. Right click and turn those two nodes into a curve. Grab approximately in the middle and make that. Now this looks a little funny, but it's digitized so poorly that it might be right. Same thing on here. This would be a fun logo to do if I was doing it for myself. You got to make sure you don't click on the wrong line. Matter of fact, in the future, I would lock this entire logo. There we go. Take those two, right click, convert them to a curve, grab about the middle. You know, you can play around with these, but that looks pretty good. And then just do the circle next. Maybe, let's see. So now we can nudge that over. Whoop. Grab the pick tool, and there's your outline for that. And now what I'm going to show, so you'll know what I talk about locking, I'm going to take this logo and go to range, and I'm going to lock it. So I can't move it again, and I won't get anything wrong. And then I would get this part. I'd take my ellipse tool, do not hold the control button down and get a ellipse, bring it up, bring it down, try to make it the shape of this. Grab the pick tool again, grab your logo, and see that's what's nice about it, because I'm not grabbing the logo. And that's probably about the contour of it. And for the video, that's good enough. Then I would take my 2-point line, and I would draw a line from there to there. And then I'm going to nudge that over and nudge my new ellipse over. I'm going to take my 2-point or my virtual segment delete key and delete this part of the oval. And I'm going to show you why I was doing that, because this background has, you know, and this is, I don't know if he's going to engrave this on wood, but the real logo has, like, you know, mortar in the back. So if you did that, you could take your Smart Fill tool, and you'd have to build the inside first. And it's kind of late tonight, so I'm not going to take it much further than this, but grab your Smart Fill tool, and let's fill this in with a gray. And there's your mortar. And like all my videos I do on engraving, if you're going to do that, I would either color map it or actually engrave that mortar second, so you would get that effect. The text should be easily defined. Text does not trace very well. And you'll have to, this is a little bit tricky. You're not going to find a K like that. But you could trace those letters and then just keep moving them over. Wood fired looks like Times New Roman, and that's on a curve. This looks like pretty easy. That Oakley's would be a hard. One thing you get with a customer and find that font. Ask them what font they used when they made the logo. The fire wouldn't be too hard. You know, all you have to do is stuff like that and then move it back. I know this might be a little bit confusing. I'm actually working with a gentleman that's, I'm going to promote his professionalism. He's going to send me some before and after pictures. And then I'll promote him for somebody that vectorizes. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.